The next morning, got Kate out here helping me. He's got his sister's hat on because I couldn't find his. So, anyways, it did rain yesterday on the hay. We had to stop baling. I did get all the bales picked up out of the field, the square bales. We didn't mess with the round bales yet. The sun did come out after that, and it did dry pretty good. And clear skies today. So hopefully we don't have any more pop-ups. I'll have to. Dad had trouble baling those bigger windrows, so the clutch was slipping quite a bit. So I'm gonna take this cover off here. We're gonna tighten this clutch up a little bit. I'm gonna have to flip all these windrows. Once we get done doing that, I'm gonna start baling as soon as it's dry enough to. So, because I don't want to lollygag any more than I have to. All right, first off, we gotta take this cover off. Had to get the torch out and keep these bolt heads up, get them broke loose. You know, if it was a regular bolt, you probably just break it loose, but I got my ratchet on here. It's just twisting this screwdriver. So I heated them up and I got them all broke loose. Break loose really easy with heat. If you're doing stuff and you don't have a torch, you need to get a torch. I'm telling you right now. All right, here we are. We got lock nuts on here. And this clutch has never had anything done to it. This is the original to the baler, I'm sure. These have never been adjusted or anything. So I'd say it's due for it. I'm gonna break them loose. And I'm gonna try to just adjust them a little bit, all at the same amount. And we'll go from there. All right, guys. Kay's just going and checking my work here. Make sure everything's tensioned properly. Got them all tightened down. I basically went one whole turn. All right, I'm gonna put this cover back on, and at least now, even out in the field, I'll be able to get it off because I've got it loose. So we'll put some WD on there, and we'll be good to go. We're going raking. Not really raking, kind of raking. We're using the rake. We're just gonna flip the windrows over, and as soon as it's dry, we're gonna start baling. So I feel good about today. I think I shouldn't say that. But what I've decided is I'm gonna square bale enough to load my trailer and the wagon. All right, guys, we got done raking. Got Kate in there. We got us a drink. Mommy's getting him something to eat. I don't have time to eat because you see all these clouds popping up. This afternoon is gonna turn into just like it was yesterday afternoon. It's gonna start raining. So I'm gonna start baling here. I'll bale all this field. I'm gonna bale 220 more bales in the back. And then I'm gonna round bale the rest. I hate to do that, but with the pop-ups like they are, I can't trust the weather to not rain on me. So I don't wanna be stuck with hay in the field. Basically, it comes down to I have to haul everything over to Dad's to store it. And I only basically have my trailer and a wagon. So I can fit, I don't know, 320 bales or so. So I'm gonna bale that many. I've already got 96 here. So I'm gonna bale basically another 220 bales back there, and that'll fill this trailer and the wagon. And then I'm gonna take the wagon to Dad's. I'll put this trailer in here. And if the rain is held off long enough, I'll go ahead and take this one to Dad's. But at least that way I'll have it in the dry. All right, guys, it's in the process of making 106 on the counter. Let's go bale some hay. All right, guys, got 186 on the counter. Get ready to head back to the backfield. Bale that. I got all this here picked up. Well, not all of it. I got, I think 9 bales left out there. 9 or 10 bales left. You can't even see it, but I left a stack over there in front of the neighbor's barn so they can put that away. So now all I gotta do is bale 220 bales, get them picked up, and then round bale the rest. I'm gonna square bale, and while I'm back there, I'm gonna get the tractor and round bale. So we'll come back up here, and then I'll pick the square bales up. That way, everything will be baled. Enough talk. let's get some action going. About another 100 bales to bale to get the number that I'm looking for. And so I'm going to bale a few more windrows over here, and then it gets to having more clover over there. So I'm going to leave that to round bale. Then I'm going to go finish out my square bales with some straight orchard grass over there on that knob and across the ditch. And then we'll round bale this stuff with the more clover in it. Finish up what orchard grass I got left. And then I got a couple windrows up in the front field that weren't the greatest, so I left them. And we'll be done baling, and I just gotta pick up and get on the trailers. Alright guys, that's a wrap for square baling. Got 409, 6, I don't even remember now. Let's see. 409 square bales on the counter. I figured it needed to read 406, so I hit that pretty close. And there's not much left. I got several windrows over there. I only ended up with about 3 windrows back in the back. And there's some short little pieces that had some other stuff mixed in with it. Since I'm going to be round baling anyways, I figured I'd go ahead and just leave those ends to round bale. And in case you're wondering, I lower this. I always leave the wheels off the ground just a little bit, so if you run on a piece of hay, the pickup can still suck it in. If you have that down on the ground, it won't allow that hay to get sucked in if it's sticking out of the pickup. So it helps me get a more square bale, and if I got big windrows. it helps me with that as well. When you have a baler fire, you learn your lesson. I just threw an extinguisher in here. We are going to be mounting a fire extinguisher on the baler, and maybe keep one in each tractor too, but just didn't have a chance to actually mount it, so I just went ahead and threw this one in. Getting ready to trip. Okay, we're stopped. I haven't done anything, touched anything. I'm gonna back up a little bit. So it's just a habit. You see where the mark is up there. And we got quite a bit of twine on here since we're gonna be hauling it from my house to Dad's. I usually have it on the one mark down. And we're dumping, rolling, dropping. I wish it'd drop a little quicker actually, but. And that's it. We're going. And there's the result. So you can see quite a bit of twine in there. Good looking tight bale. It's hard to dirty windows. I know I'm not going to win a race with a net wrap baler, but if you're not hauling it, if you're at the home farm, you don't have to haul it too far. Actually go one down, and it's actually roughly probably about the same speed as a net wrap baler. I'm not going to say it's faster for sure, but it's not really that slow to tie with a twine baler, honestly. Got a few little stragglers here, and we'll be heading to the house. Get the stacker, and we'll pick up these square bales. Headed up to the house. Take this up there, bale those, bring the stacker back, and we'll start picking up and stacking. Hopefully the rain will hold off long enough to get the square bales out of the field. Well, I just felt a few sprinkles. Hopefully we don't get the brunt of it. Getting ready to go, pick up some hay. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this thing with fuel. Don't want to be running out while I'm racing the rain, so. All right, let's roll. Just finished out the first load. 70 bales. Now we'll pull that up to transport it back up to the house. Second table. Hold it there. Our loader. Turn the PTO off, and we're ready. Now this one here's got 2 pieces of wire in it to tie it between rows 2 and 3, and between rows 6 and 7. I'd like to move the one between 6 and 7 down. I just know that the top ones are really where the problem's going to be, just for getting it to stand. The problem is, once I take that top row off, then it's unstable whenever I go to restack it. So, but this has been working, so I wanted to do the first one like this, and then maybe one of these, this next load I might try putting the wire in a couple different spots or something. One stack standing. She's leaning this way just a little bit, but it's not perfectly level. If you had like a concrete floor you could set this stuff on, they'd stand really good. So I'm gonna get some wire, stick back on here. 2 more loads. 1 down, 2 to go. And I just hang these on the back forks here. Eventually I want to put some hooks on the sides and I can haul, you know, stick several on here. You got to have good bales for them to stand, that's for sure. Rolling rack sometimes gets stuck. You just kind of give it a little push. She goes right up. It's pretty miraculous that that'll stand. But what does it is the piece of wire here and the piece of wire right up there. I'd like to put another one right in the middle. It'd really stand good then. Just like that. Now they're hanging there. Then, you know, I end up using them before it gets all the way back there, so it's not an issue there. All right, let's roll. All right, guys, there should be roughly 2 loads out here. I say roughly, I think there should be like 2 or 3 or 4 extras, but I'm gonna see how long it takes me to get a load. You can kind of see here what I'm dealing with. They're fairly close together because the hay was heavy, but really short rows. So short rows don't really go together with a stacker too well, but it is what it is. Let's get the stack. And of course, we got the occasional problem child here. Yeah, that's a good looking hay, guys. I'm sure the video doesn't do it justice. This is a mostly orchard grass. It's got alfalfa, it's got some clover in it too. I know. Horse people don't like clover. It kind of depends on the horse person. The horses like it. Sometimes it makes them slobber. And no, it's not every clover. And no, it's not any specific clover. There's a bacteria that grows in, it's sometimes found in clover that makes them slobber. It's not all the time, it's not every cutting, it's not every field. It might be this field this year on first cutting and not second cutting. You just don't know. So, but anyways, it's really nice hay is my goal. Alright guys, I just put my last wire. Trying a little something a little bit different this time, putting it between row 5 and 6. We'll see how she does. So we got 5 up there, flipping 6 up. Then we'll have 1 more. We'll head up the dump. So far things are going pretty good. Row number 7. Got us a load. 2 stacks standing, guys. I actually was trying to get that one closer, but I backed until I felt it and then I let it roll up a little bit, but I guess I went up more than I thought I did. But either way, she's standing. So this one here's got the wire between 5 and 6 and between 2 and 3. This one's between 2 and 3 and 6 and 7. So this one here is going to be better unstacking because as soon as I take this top one off, this one here will be untied. All right, last load. Grab me 2 more pieces of wire and we'll be ready to roll. All right, load number 3, at least what's left of it. There's a little bit there. It's 3 stacks successfully standing, and I mean they're stacked together, but they're not actually technically leaning on each other, so that's a good thing. Standing pretty good. All right, I'm gonna finish out the trailer with this load here, which is mostly straight orchard grass. I'm gonna put these 2 loads on the stacker, on the wagon, and that on the wagon. So we're gonna hook the trailer up to the truck, pull it out here. And we'll hook the wagon up to something. I'm not sure what we'll hook it up to yet. So I can pull it over there. Get everything loaded, and then I'll feel much better because I'll be able to put this trailer in the barn and get the wagon over to Dad's, hopefully. If not, then I'll cover the wagon with a tarp, so if it does rain, it won't get wet. All right, I might get me a drink here too. All right, Dad's taking the first load home. The wagon. Got 147 bales on there. Hopefully he makes it all right. All right, guys. Got the trailer loaded, strapped down. May have gone a little overkill, but I'd rather not have to be too concerned about it. I head over to Dad's. You guys saw Dad took the wagon load this morning. Forgot to mention too, this is the next day. We finished baling up yesterday, loaded it last night, got it under tarp and in the barn. Dad took the wagon, then he came back and got the round baler. Now I'm taking this. I've been kind of camping out here because after he left this morning, things started popping up, so I wanted to make sure that the rain was past. And it looks like it is, so we're gonna see if we can make it there intact.